Hi guys, my name is Aswin and you are watching Aswin Tech Mind. Today in this video we are going to develop a chat app using Angular, Node and Socket.io. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So open your command prompt and navigate to your working directory. So I am going to create a new directory here, which is chat app 2024. Press enter and navigate to this directory also and type code dot so that your VS Code will be open in that particular folder. And let me close the sidebar, remove these warnings from here. So now I am going to initialize my nodejs project. So I am going to type npm init. So it will ask some basic information like the name of your project, the version and the description. So type the name of your project here, chat app 2024, and press enter and type the name of your description. So you can type a simple description that you want. The entry point will be index.js and the test command will be npm run test. No git repo for this project, so let it be, and type the name of author. Press yes and press enter. Okay, so now our package.json file will be created. So let me show you. So click on package.json and this is the package.json file. So now I'm going to install a couple of packages like Express, Nodejs and Socket.io. So let me clear all these things and type npm install Express and wait for some time. So Express will be installed. Okay, so now we are going to install Nodejs. And now we are going to install Socket.io. So as you can see in the package.json file, Express, Nodejs and Socket.io is installed. This is the log file and this is the package.json file. Now I am going to create index.js, which will be the entry point for our app. So let me create this file manually. So type index.js and I am going to write some code here, which is console.log and print something like 1 2 3 and type the command node index.js and yeah, it is working. Now run this file using nodejs, but it is showing some error, so I'm going to use command prompt. So just switch to command prompt. So type nodejs and yeah, it is working fine. So here in the index.js file, I'm going to write my server code. But before that, I'm going to tell you that Express will be used for our APIs and Socket.io will be used for our real-time chat, and Nodejs is used for so that we can serve our index.js without typing the command again and again. So let me clear the code of this index.js. So now type const server and here I am initializing the Socket.io library, sorry package. Socket.io is a package, so let me require it using this syntax. And now I am going to initialize my server. So new server, and now I am going to assign this into a constant. So const server is equal to new server. Now press enter and type server dot on connection. So basically server is the instance, on is the method and connection is the event. And here I am going to use a callback function as a second argument. So whenever our application is connected, so we will print connected. Okay, so now server dot listen is also required, so server dot listen. So it will be it is used to define on which port we are going to run our server app. So type 4000, or you can type any port that you want. So for now I'm just using 4000, and you can see our app is working fine, our server app is working fine. So now it's time to create our front-end repo. So just open a new command prompt from the terminal, and let me close down this. Yeah, so here I am going to create a directory. So first of all, let me see all the directories. So let's see chat. Okay, first of all we need to make the directory. So I have navigated to this directory. So now I am going to create my front-end app using ng-new, and the name of my front-end app, so front-end chat app, will be okay. And now I am going to use one more flag, which is no standalone. So because I don't want any standalone component in my Angular project, so let me choose the style sheet and press no, because I don't want to use any standalone component in my Angular project. So use this. So now app.module.ts is also created, because we are not using any standalone component. So node modules is installed. Just wait for some time so that our packages will be installed. Now as you can see, the package is installed successfully. Now we are going to serve our Angular app. So let me check out to that particular directory, and now I am going to write ng-serve, so that our application will be served. Use n here because we don't want to share any information with Google right now. So now click on the URL localhost 4200, open your Chrome browser, and you can see our app is served successfully and our app is running. So in this project I am going to use a package which is ngxsocket.io. So you can go to this package, just copy the command to install this particular package, and open another command prompt here, so that we can create our components and services that. So let's check out to the front-end app directory and front-end chat app, and here I am going to generate some chat components and chat service. So the command for this is, just wait for some time, let me see. Yeah, I'm in correct directory. So ng generate components folder and chat. So components is the folder and chat will be the component inside it. So components folder and chat component is created. Now it's time to create service. So ng generate services/chat, press enter, and the chat service will be created. Now clear all these things. Now inside the chat service we are going to write couple of methods, but before that we are going to install our package, which is ngxsocket.io. Copy this and paste it, press enter, and the package will be installed in some time. Now the package is installed. So let's collapse this front-end app, go to src, go to package.json, and as you can see, the ngxsocket.io is installed. Now collapse this. Now go to services, go to chat service, and inside the service class we are going to create some methods. But before that we will go to app-module.ts, and here we are going to the documentation to initialize our socket IO module. So these are the documentations and these are the methods that you can use. You can also refer to this particular URL to learn more about this particular package. So what I am going to do, I am going to copy this socket IO module.for root so that our socket socket services will be available in all over the Angular app. So go to imports. Let me go to this to ensure if they are adding it to particular imports. Yeah, so socket IO module dot for root, and here I am going to pass the config file. Config is the constant here basically, which will accept some socket IO configuration. So first of all we need to import, or we can also copy this particular thing, but here I am going to import the module of it, socket IO config. Okay, so here we need to change the port because our nodejs app is running on the port 4000. So let's, this is perfect. Now collapse this and go to service, and inside this service class we are going to create two methods, public send message and list message. So this is the send message function, and this is the method for listing all the messages. Now we will copy both these methods and we will go to components class, go to chat component.ts and paste it here because we are not going to call from our component directly. So go to our chat component.html and we are going to use some plain HTML code over here. So I am going to create a simple form here without any style. So form, inside it I am going to create an input type text so that user can enter the message here. The name will be message, and here I am going to create a button here so that user can press the button and use to send the message. Okay, so now inside it I am going to use click method, and using the send message method we can send the messages. So here I am going to use a public message variable, so it will be a string. By default it is empty. So here I am going to create an array of messages which will contain the list of messages. So let me initialize it. By default it will be empty. Now go to a chat component.html, and now inside the here I am going to use a div and an unordered list to display our messages, and inside the UL we need to use ng-for so that we can loop over the array of messages. So message of messages, this is the syntax to use for loop in Angular. So here I am going to use one more expression which is ng-if, so that if the message is if by default if there is no message, so we will not display any list to user. Okay, so here I am going to use one more thing which is ng model. It will be used for to-be binding in Angular. This is the banana box syntax, and you can bind it to the message variable, but right now it is showing me error because I haven't imported the forms module in my app.module. So go to your app.module and import the forms module here. Now as you can see, the error will not appear. Go to your chat component.html, and yeah, there is no error message. So we can use our ng model. But now if we refresh the page, we didn't see any form. So for that we need to create but before that we need to go to app.component.html and type router outlet, which will be used for dynamically project our content. So inside the routes we are going to define our routes. So by default our application will have just one route, which is chat route. So give the path chat and component, chat component. Okay, now go to your browser and you can see index.html contains plain. So just as you can see in the chat route, we can see this particular form which contains some input field and send button. Let's go to the bootstrap to style these forms. So search bootstrap, click on read the docs, and you can paste the CDN from here. This is the whole documentation. Okay, let me paste the whole code, but it's going down. I'm going to copy the whole HTML from here. Now go to VS Code, go to your index.html file, Control Shift P, index.html, and now here you can paste the whole HTML that you have copied from Bootstrap. Now change the title here, front-end app, front-end chat app. Now remove this hello world and type here app root, so that we can call our app.component.html over here. Go to Chrome browser, go to front-end chat app, and now refresh the page. Still we are not seeing anything because here we are going to use list. Search here for list and copy the HTML code from here. Go back to your VS Code, go to chat.component.html, remove this UL and paste it. Now go back to your browser and you can see the listed items are showing. So let me give some class like container. Now go back to your browser, but before that use MT5 for margin from top and remove all the elements except one. But before that we are going to use ng4, that message of messages. Remove all the elements except one, and we are going to use curly braces over here to display our dynamic content message. Now go back to your browser and click on refresh. Yeah, now the input box is showing and send button is also showing. You can use other styles also, like, but for now I'm not going to use any other style because we are going to focus on our what logic. So yeah, so now go to your service, go to your chat.service.ts, and inside this file I am going to inject the socket class here. So I'm going to inject the instance of it using di. So private socket, the socket will be imported from ngx socket.io. So yeah, now inside the send message method I am going to write the code to send the message to the server. So for that just go to send message, type this dot socket dot emit. Emit is the method that will be provided. It will take two arguments. The first argument will be the channel in which you want to emit the event, and just pass the string here because we will be accepting some string from our chat component, and it will be the second argument. So first argument is the event, which is message, and second argument will be the data that we are going to send to our server. So go to your chat.component.ts. Now inside this add some code, but before that we are going to use constructor so that we can call service from our component class. So private chat service. So I have injected the chat service into my component using dependency injection. So let's use the chat service, send message, and send the message over here. So basically ng model is used to bind, is two-way binding, so you don't need to pass any parameter to this particular send message method which is declared in component. So this dot message dot push, and I'm going to push it this dot message, but it is showing me some error because append new element. Okay, so for now we are not going to use any custom types, so remove this and use any, but I would recommend to use not to use any. So you can declare your custom type, you need to create the interface and you need to use, but for now I'm just going to use any, but you don't need to use this, you need to create your custom type. That will be good practice. So now I will empty the message array, because once you just send the message to someone, the input box should be blank after that. Go to chat component, but before that I'm going to see the structure if we are maintaining everything perfectly. Go to services, go to chat service, and yeah, everything looks good. So let's go to the browser and let me inspect it. Go to console and clear all the things. Let me reload this page, and we are getting some errors, which is access to XML. Oh, this is regarding the chords error. So in our backend code we need to handle this. So how we are going to handle this? We have created the instance of our server. So here I am going to pass some objects, like we need to type quotes, colon, double quotes, and here origin, like this, so that we are allowing our front-end Angular app which is running on HTTP localhost 4200. So we are accepting this. Okay, so let's go to the Chrome and reload the page, and now we are allowing the 4200 port to access anything that is on our backend server. So as you can see, no error message is showing right now. So just type here the message hello and click on send button, and you can see the message is showing over here. Type another message, test message, click on send button, and it is showing once again. But let me just do one thing. I'm going to use my incognito and type the same URL over here. So whatever the message that we have sent from our Chrome browser is not reflecting in our incognito mode. So let me send the test, and it is not reflecting in incognito browser. Okay, so let me fix this. We are actually connected to our backend server, but we are not emitting anything from here. So what we need to do, here we need to use the socket dot on message, so that message will be, the event will be triggered. So let me use this callback function to accept some data. Socket dot on message. Okay, so message will be the event. So let me reload this page and type here the message. Click on send button and click on another message, and let me send this. Go to your VS Code, and you can see in the terminal, you can see the hello and message is printing, so that we are able to send data from our client application to our server, but we are not going to show in our incognito. It is not showing there. So let me go to Chrome browser, go to VS Code, and here I am going to write some code to listen for the event. So socket dot broadcast dot emit. So here I am going to listen for the events on this particular channel. So received will be that. Received is the event right here. So here I am going to pass some data. It can be anything basically. So let me create the object data, send some test data. Yeah, So basically we are listening for message and we are passing the data from here like this. So the data can be anything that you want to send, and just go to your list message method of your Angular chat service. So here I am going to listen for that particular data. So this dot socket dot from event is the method. So we are using received event from there. So type received dot pipe is the RxJS operator here, and we are going to use map to our data, see our data, press data and data. Okay. Now we need to return this, so press return. We need to write here. Now inside the list messages, we are going to call our service method from here. So this dot chat service dot list messages. And now we need to subscribe. So dot subscribe. Now pass here data, arrow function, and open it here and just log the data. So now we are calling our chat service from our chat component.ts for list messages method, semicolon. Yeah. So now go back to your browser. I think everything is working fine here in code. Here we need to implement the onInit interface so that we can use our list messages method in our ng-onInit, which is the lifecycle method of our Angular app. So let's this dot list messages. Now, yeah, the code is good. So let's go to your browser and mtk send hard reload. Now send here the message. So type here hello and click on send. Now go to the incognito mode, but it still we are not going to see because we have logged the message. So go to console and you can see the object in the console. So we are able to send the message from one Chrome to another incognito mode Chrome. So for now just go to your VS Code and we are going to push everything on this dot messages. So basically we need to check what we are getting. So we are getting an object with data and message properties. So this dot messages dot push, and we are going to push data dot data because we are getting the data inside the object. So now it is giving me error because I haven't declared any type, but I'm going to use here any. Later you can declare your custom type here. You need to create the interface and you need to import in this particular class and you can use it, but for now I'm just using any, but you don't have to. Now type here the message hello, click on send button, and it is showing in my browser also, and it is showing in the incognito also. Now from incognito I am going to send some message to our normal Chrome browser. So hi, I am incognito, click on send and go back to your Chrome browser, and yeah, the incognito message is showing. Now from our real browser I am going to send the message to incognito. So I am Chrome and it is showing in my I am incognito also. Okay, so yeah, we are able to pass the data from our browsers. So as you can see, so this is all for today. So if you have any question you can ask me in the comment section. So till then, goodbye, take care.